breaks. And then once they've run into the southern half of San Pellegrino Terme, they take a bridge they take a right-hand turn across the bridge onto the other side of the river, the right-hand side of the river, and run along that for a while until they've gone under the 1 kilometre to go banner. When they get to the 1 kilometre to go banner, about 250 metres from the finish, they turn hard left across another bridge and then hard left again, almost running back down the river. Well, they are running back down the river in towards the centre of town once more. So it's quite an interesting finish, a little bit technical. In a case of who has the experience and the legs here. It was tailor-made for a breakaway today, Sean, this stage.
Yes, and at this point of the race, so many riders, you know, a long ways off in the general classification. It's a one where a breakaway is going to succeed, and maybe that's the reason we went to around the 80 kilometres before it managed to break, and a group form with any sort of an advantage out of the main bunch. Probably a lot of riders thinking, a lot of teams thinking, well, there's, you know, certainly going to be a breakaway, and always a number of riders want to be in it, and when they attack off the front, there's always somebody chasing because they are not in it, they haven't their team in it, and the reason being it took so long for the break to form, the real break to get away, as we see Pinotti pushing on here, and Sealed Riders, he is, you know, reacting very quickly, and I think he's going to be in a situation here where we could see a lot of this, where Sealed Riders will have to do quite a bit of chasing. I
think we've got 2 Italians and a Belgian here, and I think the 2 Italians may well think about, in the nicest possible way, working over the young Belgian here, because Sealed Riders is a little bit nervous. Clearly he wants to chase everything down. Pinotti basically put on the time trial spurt there.
And if you start early doing it and you show that you're a little bit nervous, well, they're going to play that card definitely against you. And Sealed Riders has to use the tactic, you know, that the 2 Italians here, they will both want to win here. There's rivalry between the teams, rivalry between the Italians themselves, and try and, you know, play that game and not chase, because if you start doing it, they will walk you over, and they'll say this is an opportunity to walk this guy really over. And as we can see now, he's just going to sit in Capecci's wheel, and that's what Sealed Riders have to do. I think you have to play the card, bluff it a bit, and try and get the Italians just to mark each other as well.
Marco Pinotti moves over, and Eros Capecchi comes through on the inside. Sealed Riders is he's the man who is going to get done over. They're all looking at each other now. Still got 2 kilometres to go, and there's lots of looking going on. I think Pinotti might well have another go at time trialling it to the end in a second. Wait for the acceleration. Just not really accelerating super hard at the moment. Just stay there, stay there, stay there. Maybe he doesn't have the legs anymore. Maybe that's the one effort he had. I thought it seemed to me as though it was just testing him out. But unfortunately, it did mean that Kevin Sealed Riders shows his hand, as you say, Sean, very early on. 1,800 metres to go, it says, on that board on the side of the road. At this point, they are going to encounter the switching from one side of the river to the other. Just a little bit through this roundabout here. And Pinotti is being pushed along at the front. He has to try and see if some of the others could do some work. Have you decided who's going to be the man for the day today, Sean? 1,400 metres to go.
No, difficult enough at the moment, and we're going to see, I think, this cat and mouse a bit more. Pinotti is going to ride for so far here as we go to the 1.5 kilometres to the finish, but again, I think he will start. I'd be surprised if he doesn't start, you know, just looking about and slowing it up here as we start to come into the more technical cornering the run into the finish.
This is the first of the bridges that they cross. Got time to play, you see, at the moment. 1:36 was the last gap we heard from Brambilla and Tirolongo to these 3 men here. Now they're running along the right-hand side of the river. And when they go under the 1 kilometre to go banner, you will see it. Just here, 1k to go. They run straight down towards the river now, which is meandering across from their left, just swaying back towards them. And it won't be long now before they have to do a hard left turn along another bridge. Pinotti, well, he's still leading them. He said, not such a good place for him to be, but at least he knows he can be first into the bridge then.
Yes, well, maybe he's going to work the tactic. You know the final corner is very close, and just keep on rolling here and really up it as they come to that final corner. As we can see the bridge there as they go take the left one. If he has studied his run in very well, he could just try and do that. But he has to up the speed here because he's going to get taken from behind if he doesn't start to up it pretty quickly as we come into that corner to go across over the bridge.
Yeah, I still think that Sildrez is going to be the aggressive one and he'll launch the attack first, but I think Eros Kopecky is the dangerous one here. We shall see. 450 metres to go. Marco Pinotti still sitting at the front of these two, and as you say, Sean, if he doesn't up the speed pretty quickly, maybe going through this corner now, maybe he'll try to wind it up now before we get into the final left-hander, which is almost upon the finish line. Here we go. Who's going to go for this one now? Opening up goes Marco Pinotti. Eros Kopecky has come around Kevin Sildrez to sit in the second position. Oh, Kopecky's opened it up quite quickly here and moved across the road. Kopecky comes to the front. Has Sildrez got anything to come past? Now goes the sprint from Kevin Sildrez. Eros Kopecky gets it. Pinotti is second, and it's Kevin Sildrez was third. Well, in the end, it was easy for Eros Kopecky. He got in the right position, coming out of the bridge, Sean, on the last corner, and just powered his way past Marco Pinotti.
Yes, and we see him. He just moved up on Sildrez and into the corner, and you know, made his move at the right time. But I think Kopecky was the best sprinter because Sildrez, he was in a good position. Even that final straight, we could see him behind Pinotti there, but just hadn't that power to start to come by at all. And Kopecky was the strongest one in the end.
Well, Paolo Tirolongo has 3 times now. That's congratulations. Don't worry, it's not a crash. It's congratulations for Eros Kopecky. 3 times Paolo Tirolongo said, why don't you come down past and do some work here? To Gianluca Brambilla, who steadfastly refused to, and Paolo Tirolongo kept shaking his head. Tirolongo is going to jump him at the end. He's been the stronger rider, and he's opened it up from a long way here. 200 metres for Brambilla. He's trying to stay ahead of Paolo Tirolongo, and I think he's going to, actually. Tirolongo won't be. Will he be able to come past him? No, not quite. But the win today came for Eros Kopecky ahead of a duo of riders who came in with him. It was Marco Pinotti and Kevin Sildrez, the Belgian. And in the end, it was fairly easy for Kopecky when they got there. This is the leaders group, the pink jersey in the middle of that group of riders coming in now. And this is Marco Pinotti.
Tutti avrebbero voluto andare in fuga. Sono stato bravo a prendere davanti a scelta di città alta, sapevo che il gruppo ci poteva rompere.
Everybody wanted to get into the escape, is what he was saying.
20 corridori, ci siamo guardati tutti, nessuno voleva andare avanti. Sono stato bravo a portare fuori altri 5 corridori.
Well, he's always got a good smile on his face, but he's absolutely right, Sean. Everybody wanted to get into the break today at 67 kilometres.
Yes, I think we could see that because it took so long for the breakaway to form out of the bunch. Everybody was just very active and all teams thinking and trying to get into the breakaway.
And riders will be scattered all over the place today in the best possible way. By that I mean that they're not under great suffering. They'll just be coming in whenever they can. Here is the overhead shot of the finish. It was Marco Pinotti who got first into the bridge and first out of it and opened up as hard as he could. It's a shame, really. He's not a sprinter, so you can see how much quicker Eros Kopecky was. Sildrez really didn't have anything to come by Pinotti at all. He got onto the wheel, could have got a bit of a slingshot, didn't have anything to come past him.